Memories of you could be haunting this person. They keep going back and forth, have been in two minds in the moment that you met to the time now when the timelines have seemed to disperse in a sense, but you're feeling this energetic tug of this person. And it's because they're reliving the past and it's haunting them, the choices that they made. You were brought in to heal each other, to teach each other what love is. And perhaps neither of you had experienced unconditional love in its purest sense. And you brought that to the table, and they took that vulnerability as a weakness. They saw through your light the shadows within themselves that they never wanted to address. There was an opportunity to heal these wounds as a collective, as a unit, you as their teacher in a sense. And instead, you may have been guided to walk away for your own sanity. I'm hearing that their mind magic and games, it backfired. They wanted to trap you like in these illusions, and it only locked in a narrative that they needed to heal. Again, you could have healed this together. I feel like your light illuminated this. They may have love bombed you, so you could also be going back in the past and be like, how did we get here? How did I get here? How did I fall for this? They led you into this trap, led you to believe that love was growing in this connection. And love blossomed within you when you weeded them from your life. And so they could have had some sort of parasitic attachment that was trying to connect to you. There's some sort of like rewiring of your system that needed to occur in order for you to flourish. And part of this weeding and rewiring means removing this individual, these toxic energies from your field. I'm seeing like the auric field needing to like there could have been a leak in your auric field or some sort of access point that needed to be like put on lockdown, something like that. I'm also getting that they focused on their shortcomings. They paid more attention to what they weren't rather than what could grow here. And in doing that and focusing on their shortcomings, they punished you. They tried to punish you for what they needed to autocorrect. Like they could have like turned the dial to autocorrect to heal, and instead they lashed out through those woundings and punished you. So it all kind of backfired, and mind magic can be like manipulation, straight up. So let's see if the cards have anything more for us, for you. I'm hearing you're doing a great job of getting through this. So, this could also be in the workplace. Like they could have like focused on getting you fired, highlighting like someone going out of their way to like show that you're in the wrong. Instead they're looking kind of dumb, like pushing you out of the workplace, and that's gonna backfire. It's because you could have been one that's kind of elevating them. You were there in good form. Let's see what fell on the floor. Oh, gossip. This could be a secret connection. This, I'm hearing love bombing. So it's like something on the outside doesn't match the inside. Something is not matching. Something is not adding up. All right. This could be like some sort of two-faced friend, two-faced lover. This could be mean girl mentality. This feels like someone's feeding you one thing and showing another. Someone going behind someone's back with information. Maybe you're holding out hope. And with this friends being here and the gossip and the moon card, this could be some friends with benefits energy. And maybe you were in illusion that something more could grow, because they're feeding you lines and somehow those lines work to feel like paradise to you. But really, this was like toxic. This is toxic. You thought you were drinking a cup of love, but instead you were drinking poison. You can't unsee what you saw. So there's some sort of protection, some sort of illumination. Either you are weathering someone through some storm. Someone wanted you to drink this potion. There could also be something about like intoxication and lack of consent. You can take that for what you want. Like they took what wasn't theirs to take. And whether this is siphoning your energy for their own benefit, right? Resourcing you energetically to like get them on a high, and then they could go out in the world and like run amok. This can also be someone doing something behind closed doors that's not meant to be seen. Meanwhile, there's some sort of illusion, some sort of story or facade they're painting on the outside. Like, you got the white picket fence, you got the 2.5, but behind closed doors, there's something going on that's just not right. And maybe it's time to speak up. And you could be afraid of the fight. There could be a message coming in a new way to heal or nourish yourself. And this truth is a silver lining. And it's worth celebrating that you are learning from this toxicity, that you are learning to break the chains of the past, that you are no longer allowing those cycles to continue. So your voice here matters, your ability to advocate for yourself, knowing that as you advocate for yourself, you're advocating for others, you're paving the way for perhaps another generation to heal this collective toxicity, to then rebuild anew. This wind. I don't know if this is caution to the wind beneath my wings. There's some sort of gathering that could be taking place. I feel like this is a collective celebration, but it's not a blinding. It's like this, someone could have wanted to turn a blind eye or continue to keep up some sort of facade, even though there was, it hurt within. The message was clear. And perhaps you came in to kind of give this foundation for a voice to be heard. The truth, it needed to be exposed. Something that was kept hidden is now brought to the surface. Something needed to be corrected. Something needed to be corrected. And so part of the reprogramming is a reboot of the way the system was wired, right? Some sort of system cleanup, and then the autocorrect needed to be adjusted. And this adjustment and this adjustment period could be uncomfortable. You could have been hosting parasitic energies. I feel like the person or group you're dealing with was a host, because they were probably a lower vibrational frequency, allowing these other energies to lead them, right? And this isn't to say they don't learn. Maybe this is some healing of inner children wounding, or they learned this from their parents. There's something on the outside that's not matching what's on the inside. And so this could be similar to, we could be reminiscing, and now it's like, oh, the breadcrumbs are leading me here, or looking back, the red flags were there. And they didn't want you to see this, right? They know how to speak to you. They know how to pull on your heartstrings. They know how to play the game on the outside. They know they might have this charisma, know how to make friends. They might know how to dress something up, make something taste good. I'm hearing like cover your drink. It could be like needing to protect your drink, needing to protect yourself. You had to learn that. Someone either thought you were naive or you were naive because you could be paving your way for something that's new. There's a silver lining in what you're experiencing now that will help other generations. This doesn't make it any easier. But there's some sort of haunting of the past. There's some sort of recycling of energies, because it's like you've alchemized this, you put a stop to this. And I need to remind you, and you might have heard me say this, is that, and the best way I can like put it is like the Johnny G spin bike with the fixed flywheel. Once the momentum is created, the snowball, it's harder to stop it, right? Someone might be crying at night. You might be crying because you could have been their wish fulfillment. Landed. Something landed. Maybe something you said landed. Maybe they didn't know what they wanted. Okay, so I was going to do like a series of shorts, and this card did come up instead. I was like, let me just talk. There's some sort of imprint, soul recognition, soul retrieval. And someone could have fought this opportunity to heal, could have fought the love and nurturing that was given. They might have been on such a defense mode that they were actually self-sabotaging. And maybe you just sat back and watched it all. Sat back and watched that. I feel like your guide team is proud of you. They're really proud of the work that you're doing. I mean, you're not alone. You're doing it together. To be an upgrade of who's on your team, work-wise, spiritually, friendship. There is a rebalancing of energies. So some people are falling off your path, and there's just definitely a realignment in the collective consciousness. The stories we tell, legend, don't be a legend. Oh, yeah. I think these, like, you're breaking a cycle and elevating standards, and you've got the receipts. You've got the receipts. You got the receipts. This is, to me, speaking highly in like the workplace of like someone taking advantage of their position, using others as a leg up. And again, you've got the receipts, so it's like it's not working. And perhaps there might be this conversation of either you with your guide team of like, what do you want next? Or this could be like a rehashing, a negotiation of terms and conditions. This can also be someone abusing their position of power to take advantage, and you're like the way that you're stopping this pattern of oppression is legendary. I just heard, I'll drink to that. Host. Who are you going to let on your show? What conversations do you want to have? What are you going to speak into existence? When I see this card, I just think, don't be a lady, be a legend, you know? Whereas others are working to be proper. And it's like, something's gross about that. I have more words, but not today. Maybe someone tried to talk you out of what this gaslighting energy. from you manifesting something new. But there's this portal is awakening for you to like move on to the next. You've unlocked something. Like, you broke free of this narrative. You broke free of the cycles of oppression. You broke free of the punishment, the shame, the blame. Like, it didn't matter what you wore. It didn't matter what she was wearing. Why aren't we focused on what he put in her drink? The lies they told, the trap he laid. You're speaking up about it. And that's worth celebrating. That's the key. Use your voice to transform. You're right on time with this change for others to look in the mirror. I am hearing, there's 2 songs that were coming up. I'm hearing one else, Silver Lining for Sid Kit, and Eric Church, Desperate Man. Desperate Man. When they got triggered, they didn't know what to do. They'd never met an empath like you who could read the room and move in silence the way you do. Because why they were able to go undetected is because people would just fight back. Like, they would negotiate for their peace rather than draw the line in the sand. And not take their position of power as truth, but more as a facade, as negotiable terms. That's legendary. It's part of what you've unlocked. And with that newfound awareness, others are able to build and reevaluate what they want. And so that's a new code that's being imprinted into the genetic matrix of the next generation. There's a new soul retrieval as a collective that opens new like pathways of the heart. And that's legendary. All right, gonna leave it there. As always, take what resonates. Do hope this serves you well. Sending you lots of love and light on your journey. I'm hearing beware. They might try to trigger you to get you to fight back. Just lay low.